Before upgrading to lithium batteries, you should take these factors into consideration. Number one is your inverter compatibility. Now, the charging requirements or recommendations of a lithium batteries is different from that of your lead acid batteries. Either you're using gel batteries or tubular batteries. Their charging profile is different from that of the lithium battery. That is, the charging you have the charging current, you have the charging voltage, you also have the cutoff voltage. Now, all these parameters, if you are upgrading to a lithium batteries, you should make sure your inverter is compatible with the charging and discharging recommendations of the battery. Now, all batteries, most of the batteries, we have the lithium batteries, their charging and discharging recommendations are based on the manufacturer requirements. So you need to look at the manual or the data sheet of the lithium battery to know the charging and discharging recommendations of the battery, before switching to lithium battery, to know if the inverter you have is compatible with the lithium battery in terms of communication, in terms of charging, because lithium batteries, they can accept high amount of current from your solar panels or from any of your charging source. But the lead acid batteries are limited in terms of charging current. Their C rate is lower than that of the lithium batteries. For lead acid batteries, they have low C rate charging and discharging. But for lithium batteries, they can accept high C rates, 0.5 C, 0.2 C. So you must look at the manufacturer recommendation before you know if your inverter is compatible. Now, the old model inverters we were using, some of them, they are not non-programmable. That is, you cannot set the charging current, you cannot set the cutoff voltage, you cannot set the charging voltage. So it is always difficult for you to use this type of inverter with a lithium battery. The number two factor you have to take into consideration is the usable capacity of your battery. Now, if you have a lead acid battery that is installed and you want to switch or upgrade to a lithium battery, you don't need to use a lower battery capacity because it will not serve you. So for example, if you have 4 units of lead acid batteries, whether tubular or gel, and it is a 48 volt system, here you have your positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. These batteries are connected in series to form a 48 volt battery bank. So this is 200 amp hours, 12 volts. Each of this battery is 12 volts, 200 AH, which is amp hours. So if you connect these 4 in series, you will have 48 volts, 200 amp hours. Now, when these batteries are connected in series, the voltage will increase 12 volts, 12 volts, 12 volts. So you have 48 volts. But the capacity in amp hours will remain the same because they are connected in series. The same thing here, you have 48 volts, 200 amp hours. Now, these two banks are connected in parallel. So they are connected in parallel, positive to positive, negative to negative. So you have your positive terminal here and the negative terminal. So this will go to the positive of your inverter and the negative of your inverter. So the capacity of this battery bank will now be 48 volts, 400 amp hours, because they are now connected in parallel. So this is 200 amp hours, 200 amp hours. When they are connected in parallel, the capacity in amp hours will double, but will increase, but the voltage will remain the same because they are connected in parallel. So here you still have your 48 volts. Here you have your 48 volts. They are connected in parallel, positive to positive, negative to negative. So at the end, we have 48 volts, 400 amp hours. So if I want to know the capacity of this battery bank in terms of the energy that is stored in this battery bank, it will be 48 volts multiplied 400 amp hours. So here you have 19,200 watt hours, which is the same as 19.2 kilowatt hours. So this is the capacity of the battery bank. Now, when you are buying your lithium batteries, they are rated in either watt hours or kilowatt hours. But your lead acid batteries, they are always in AH. You see 150 AH, you see 200 AH, like the tubular batteries, some of them 220 AH at 12 volts. We also have some lead acid batteries that are rated 2 volts. We have 6 volts batteries. But these ones, the lithium batteries, they are mostly rated in either watt hours or kilowatt hours. Although we still have amp hours, like you may see a 15 kilowatt hour battery rated at 300 amp hours. A 1.2 kilowatt hour battery is rated at 100 amp hours. So you can know the capacity of your lead acid battery bank by multiplying the voltage by the capacity in amp hours to get the energy that is stored in that battery. So if I want to install a lithium battery here, it means I will not go below 19.2 kilowatt hours. So I'll be looking at 30 kilowatt hours. But another thing you have to look at is the usable capacity. For a lead acid battery, if we take a depth of discharge of 50% DOD, so this 19,200 watt hours multiplied by 0.5. The 0.5 there is 50% depth of discharge, because it is not advisable for you to discharge lead acid batteries more than 50%. Although you can discharge up to 60, 70, 80, 100, but it is not recommended because you reduce the lifespan of the battery. So the usable capacity here will be 9,600 watt hours, which is 9.6 kilowatt hours. But you find out that if you're using the old model inverters, most of them, their cut-off voltage is very low. You cannot program them. So most of the people who are using these lead acid batteries, they are discharging the batteries to 0% state of charge, which is 100% DOD. So they are using the complete energy that is stored in this battery. Although you will not be able to get this complete 19.2 kilowatt hour because the inverter idle capacity is there. You have losses, you have efficiency, and other factors. But if you are looking at it, almost all the homes that are using lead acid batteries, most of them are discharging their batteries. It is only when the inverter will shut down itself, and the cutoff voltage is very low. So at the end, if you check the individual voltage of the battery, some of them will be reading 10 volts, some 11.5 volts, some 11 volts. So the battery is completely depleted. So if you come to such site and you want to upgrade the lead acid battery to a lithium battery, don't look at these values that this is what they have been using, 9.6 kilowatt hour. Probably what they are using every day is more than this 9.6 kilowatt hours, because their inverter cutoff voltage is low. So they are using almost everything that is stored in the battery. So go for something that is higher. For me, I will go for something that is higher than this 19.2 kilowatt hour, so that after upgrading, the client will not tell you, oh, this one is not serving. The lead acid battery was serving more than this. This one is stripping off and the rest, because you did not take this factor into consideration. Now, if you go for a lithium battery, the usable capacity is always higher because of the depth of discharge. Some of them you have 90% DOD, some 80% DOD. So if you multiply the nominal capacity by the depth of discharge, you have the usable capacity. So here you can use a 20 kilowatt hour lithium battery. You can use a 30 kilowatt hour lithium battery, depending on the pockets of your client. So with this, you have successfully upgraded from lead acid batteries to lithium battery because you're looking at capacity. What the lead acid battery was serving before, if you remove the lead acid battery, the lithium battery you're going to install should serve better than the lead acid battery, because all clients, they need enough energy to power their appliances, power their loads, and other things they are using the solar to power. So if you install a capacity that is lower than the rated capacity of the lead acid battery bank that is already installed, you'll be having issues with that battery bank. So the first thing is to look at your inverter compatibility with the lithium battery. If your inverter, can communicate with the lithium battery, then the next thing is to look at the usable capacity of the battery bank, which you can calculate. Some of the sites, if you go, they have 16 units of maybe 220 amp hours, 16 units. So if you have 16 units, and it's a 48 volt system. So if you have 16 batteries, this is 4, 8, 12, 16. These batteries are connected in series and in parallel. So all these 4, they are connected in series. This one's also in series to form a 48 volt battery bank. This one's in series to form a 48 volt battery bank. So here you have 48 volts, 220 amp hours. Here 48 volts, 220 amp hours. Here 48 volts, 220 amp hours. 48 volts, 220 amp hours. So what is the total capacity of this battery bank? They are now connected in parallel. You have your parallel connection here, positive to positive, negative to negative. So here we have the positive terminal and here we have the negative terminal. So our voltage is still the same because they are connected in parallel. So we now have 48 volts, then 220 amp hours plus 220 amp hours plus 220 amp hours plus 220 amp hours, which is 220 amp hours multiplied by 4. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 220 multiplied by 4 will give us 880 amp hours. So the total capacity of this battery bank in terms of the energy that is stored in the battery bank will be 48 volts multiply 880 amp hours. So we have 42,240 watt hours, which is the same as 42.24 kilowatt hours. So if I want to upgrade this battery bank to a lithium battery bank, I need something that is higher than this 42.2 kilowatt hours. So I can use 3 units of 15 kilowatt hour battery or 3 units of 16 kilowatt hour battery, all connected in parallel. Now you can see the difference. Here you have 16. So they are occupying a lot of space. But if you bring your lithium batteries, you have 1, 2, 3. All of them will be connected to a bus bar. We have the positive and the negative bus bar. All the positives of these 3 batteries will go to the positive bar, and all the negatives of the batteries will go to the negative bar. So from here, you connect your inverter or your charge controller. So you can see that you have reduced these 16 pieces of tubular batteries to just 3 units of 15 or 16 kilowatt hour battery. So if the batteries, if you have 15 kilowatt hours, the 3 of them will give you a total combined capacity of 45 kilowatt hours. If you're using 16 kilowatt hour, like the Daya 16 kilowatt hours, you have 48 kilowatt hours. So you have upgraded to the lithium battery. The capacity is still there that will serve. If you want to take into consideration the usable capacity of this battery bank at 50% depth of discharge, you may not, get the actual consumption of the client, because with the old model inverter, they are consuming almost everything. So if you use about, let's say 20 kilowatt hours, yeah, let's see it, 42.2 multiplied by 0.5, you're using, if you use 21.1 kilowatt hours, you may have issues with the battery bank. So here you'll be using like 2 units of 10 kilowatt hours or a single unit of 20 kilowatt hour battery. So you may have issues because he was draining or discharging. He was completely depleting this battery every day because of the low cutoff voltage of the inverter, since you cannot program it. So if you use that idea that, oh, let me go by the usable capacity, you may undersize the battery bank. So look at the complete the full capacity of the lead acid battery bank. Use it and install your lithium battery bank. So here 3 units of either 15 or 16 kilowatt hour, or here we're having 16 pieces, which will make the system very bulky. Then the charging and the discharging difficulties. So you have a lot of losses here. So the efficiency here will be low as compared to this one. So thank you for watching. If you're interested in learning how to properly size a solar power system, let me know in the comment section so that you can join our next training that is coming up on the 25th of this month. That's 25th of June. Thank you very much and see you in my next video.